Well, Craigslist is a classified advertisements website. People sell everything from their clothes to furniture, even cars. And it can be a great way to turn your cash or your things back into cash. But if you don't know what you're doing or who you're dealing with, it can be a great place to get taken by thieves. Here's more in Craigslist Dirty Little Secrets.
Nancy Oliver of Onalaska felt lucky when she found out she could pick up this china cabinet for free to display all her keepsakes. But first, she had to get rid of her old china hutch and thought she would try Craigslist for the first time to find a buyer.
We put it on Craigslist for $250.
So after a couple of clicks on her tablet, she had what appeared to be a legitimate offer.
And so this gentleman had emailed me and said that he was interested in it.
But for whatever reason, he didn't want to say where he was from.
A big red flag. But then when he said that he was going to send a cashier's check, come certified mail, you know, I mean, those are all things that you think that are going to be good.
And the next day, Nancy did get this express package in the mail with the check that was promised. However, she only asked $250 for the old hutch, but the check they sent was for $1,530. Why would anyone send that much money?
Because he wanted me to cash the check, take my $250 for myself for the china cabinet, call the movers, send them the money, and they were going to come and get the china cabinet. Although now I doubt that they were going to come and get the china cabinet.
We always say overpayment is fraud for sure, and never send any money back. You know, so and always we always recommend going cash and never check.
In fact, Ultra Federal Credit Union has seen a lot of this kind of fraud through these Craigslist transactions. It actually has a fraud department dedicated to scrutinizing these bad checks so their customers don't get taken.
When I look at this check, to me it seems like it's a bona fide check. It's got all the printing on the back. It looks real to me. It has verify authenticity. Yeah, I just thought it was a good check.
To the untrained eye, it does look authentic, but to someone who sees these all the time, there are some signs this one is fraudulent.
Our fraud department mentioned is this kind of paper is used in a lot of fraudulent checks, so this one would be suspicious just for that. And then this little mark here, if you like either blow on it or put heat on it, it should fade.
And even though Nancy thought a cashier's check made her buyers seem legit, fraud experts say that's just not the case anymore.
Well, cashier's check is, a lot of people think that those are good as gold, and we know that they can be altered or they can be stolen, and so they're not always good. And we also always say Western Union is not a good way to send money either. I mean, they're a great company, but the problem is on the other end, the person can be anonymous. And scammers like to be anonymous.
But making sure you get paid for your property is only one of the risks. The other is to your safety. And that's why communities like Holman have set up these safe zones just to make sure people do have a place to go to make those exchanges safely.
You know, you see a lot of different stories of different items that happen on Craigslist when people meet, whether it's from, you know, extreme case of homicide to, or just somebody trying to rip you off of the money or the product. So I mean, it's a nice, you know, it's a secure location. Like I said, it's well lit. We got a security camera out there, so you know, it's just something we can give back where hopefully it's a better way for people to feel safe and secure.
And it's a good idea not to go by yourself, whether you're the buyer or the seller. In the end, Nancy did find a buyer for her hutch. She says she's glad she has this new cabinet to keep all of her favorite things. And if she ever uses Craigslist again.
But if I do, I'm for sure going to just say it has to be cash and local.
Now, two important things to remember. And finally, Mary Isaacs also wanted to point out and reinforce that not giving people you are either buying from or selling to any of your personal banking information, because people still tend to do that sometimes. She herself uses Craigslist all the time, but also insists on cash, and she deals with people locally.
Yeah, those checks look very real, though.
They do. It's hard to tell them from the real thing.